The evil Babylonian Dwarfs. The Chaos Dwarfs, or Dawizar, are Babylonian and Assyrian-style dwarfs who are one of the most evil factions in all of Warhammer. They care only about themselves, they use aggressive slave labor to create their machines, and unlike other races who simply want to destroy the world, they want to rule over it and live in a hierarchy where they are on top and everyone else is a bunch of slaves in their system. But how did they get to be this evil? Well, the Chaos Dwarfs were once normal dwarfs. The dwarfs, having migrated along the World's Edge Mountains, decided to expand. Some expanded into modern Norska, but the future Chaos Dwarfs migrated southeast into what is now called the Dark Lands. Originally, these dwarfs had contact with their western kin, but that was all changed when the Great Catastrophe struck. Chaos flooded the world and cut ties between the two dwarfs. The eastern dwarfs believed they had been abandoned, and in order to survive, turned their services to a minor chaos god known as Hashut. Hashut gave his blessing to these new worshippers, and for the first time in dwarf history, a dwarf used magic. Yet this magic came at a cost. The Old Ones did not intend for dwarfs to use magic, and so it is fated that each Chaos Dwarf sorcerer will one day be turned to stone as a curse. It's for this reason Astrogoth Ironhand, the eldest sorcerer prophet, walks around in a mech, as his legs are now stone. The Chaos Dwarfs use this new power to enslave the original inhabitants, the orcs and goblins, to build their cities and to build their machines and factories. Things were looking well for the Chaos Dwarfs. They were trading their weapons with ogres to get additional labor on their machines. They were able to bind chaos demons to their machines in order to make them run, and as such their technology was far beyond anything the regular dwarfs could muster. Yet, their hubris got the better of them, and in an attempt to make this slave labor even more profitable, they genetically engineered the Black Orc, which was a bigger and stronger version of the regular orc. This would prove to be their undoing, as Black Orcs did not like working for free, and revolted with all their greenskinned kin. The Chaos Dwarfs were nearly wiped out from this revolt, and they would have been if not for the treachery of the Hobgoblins. The Chaos Dwarfs from that point freed all the Hobgoblin slaves and used them as overseers, or essentially police, for the remaining slaves. However, ever since that slave revolt, their power has been rather disappointing. We are told in the lore just how strong they are and how advanced they are, and yet they never really do anything. They just stick to the Darklands, capturing any who pass through, and forcing them to slave away on their demonic machines.